welcome back for week 6 of Discussing Serial. I'm Amber Corrin from Federal Times, today joined by Army Times Managing Editor Tony Lombardo. Thank you for joining us again, Tony.
Happy to be here.
Appreciate it. This week's episode, titled 5 O'Clock Shadow, delved deeper into some of the background behind Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl's experiences in Afghanistan. His arrival coincided with the launch of David Petraeus' new counterinsurgency or COIN strategy, which was met with some mixed feelings on the ground. It was a new way of operating for the Army, one that was different from the traditional Army image, and more of a diplomatic approach as American soldiers tried to gain the trust of local Afghanistan citizens. So, Tony, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the COIN strategy and how it was playing out on the ground in those early days.
So it's almost become a cliche now, but the phrase was winning hearts and minds, and it was all about putting a friendly face on the Army. It could have been handing out candy to kids, which they still do. It could be sitting down with tribal elders, building roads, helping them to farm crops that aren't opium, things of that nature. And for the ground troops who perhaps didn't receive a lot of training in that from the front end, they thought they were going to war, which they were in war, but the mission was a little different and a little unexpected for them.
Absolutely. It's definitely a different kind of image than we're used to seeing for the Army. It's different from the movies. It's not kicking down doors or shooting bad guys. It's more being nation builders. So this seemed to be kind of a point of frustration for some people, according to the episode. But it also seemed like it was a little bit more than that for Bowe Bergdahl, right?
Yeah, this episode really kind of shed a little bit more light about Bowe Bergdahl's state of mind at the time before he left the base. And, they outlined this kind of dramatic firefight in which Bowe Bergdahl handed off his weapon. He didn't use it because someone else needed to use it. And, this is a guy who slept with a tomahawk in his bed, as they mentioned, and who wanted to be a spec ops guy eventually. And so it seemed to really diminish his faith in the Army, the fact that he wasn't doing more actionable type warfighter missions.
Absolutely. So we would love to hear your thoughts on Sergeant Bergdahl. Have they changed over the course of Serial so far? Are you buying the concerned soldier, nerd philosopher kind of persona that he's been giving us through these interviews? Or is he a wannabe special ops guy like Tony said? You can give us your feedback by commenting on our stories at federaltimes.com or shooting me an email, acorrin@federaltimes.com. Thanks for joining us this week, and we will be back here with the next Discussing Serial on February 22nd.